Good morning, it's Nancy, and today I wanted to talk about the reason why I do individual sessions within this program. Now, I have designed some other programs that are more self-help. One, you will get as a mini course bonus when you graduate, and it is a course that is interactive, just like you're doing now, as far as watching the videos, having the bells and whistles, all the prompts as your brain hack to encourage you, let's go, let's keep doing it. Because one of the biggest problems with e-courses and books, self-help tapes, videos, whatever, cassette tapes, no matter how old or young you are, is that they're not very motivational. Okay? Because it's just not how the brain works. The brain really does react to sounds and sights, and just like Pavlov's bell, right? The bell rings and the dog gets salivating, ready for the food, okay? It's an automatic response, and you'll find that when your body and your brain knows, ooh, I'm about done with this video, or if I go and do this homework that I just read about, mission accomplished, I can come back and hit that ka-ching, ka-ching. It knows it, and it already starts to self-motivate because it's getting excited, because it knows what is coming, right? That's why the dog salivates after the sound. He knows what is coming, okay? So it really does work. Now, that's enough for some things, but some things really need one-on-one help, and anxiety is one of those. People have said, if you don't want to do just an interactive e-course, why don't you just do groups? And that way people wouldn't have to pay for these individual sessions. But I might do that as a level 2, follow-up care, but I will absolutely never do that. And you can hold me to this when you see me years later, right? I will never do it as a baseline to start out. I just don't think it's correct. Again, I have over 15 years experience dealing with hundreds of people with anxiety. I never thought anxiety was going to be my specialty, by the way. I started out in addiction. That's what I wanted to do. I knew people personally that struggled with addiction, and I had a heart for them. But when I opened up my private practice, it's just what kept coming through the door. More and more women with depression and anxiety. So those two things became my specialty. That is, by the way, why I keep up to date my trauma certification. Because it doesn't matter if you've been raped, if you've been a prisoner of war, or if you're just really nervous that there are too many damn people in that waiting room in the restaurant. It's the same fight or flight. It's the same physical symptom in your body. The same alarm gets set off. And that's why I keep up my trauma certification, because it gives me insight from professionals that know a lot more than me, that have done a lot of research and have centers on PTSD, on trauma, on the fight or flight system, which all ties in to anxiety. Now, since I've seen so many people with anxiety, what I've learned is that a regular client with something else, OCD, marital problems, whatever, they come to a therapist like me for insight, right? They want me to say, ooh, let me ask you this question, or, let's go a little bit deeper here, or let's go back into childhood to see, does this tie here? Is this a trigger? Is there a root to this? And they have a high expectation that I am going to have the expertise to guide them to more insight and clarity so that they can reach their goals, and they should. Now, let's talk about a person with anxiety. It's even more so that you need that insight, someone to stop you mid-sentence I don't mean to interrupt you, but I don't want you to miss this, right? Or I want you to stop right where you are. What are you feeling? What's the thought behind this? Are you feeling more anxious, less anxious? What's going on? You need that guidance one-on-one. If you're reading a book or listening to a tape, you're not going to get that, okay? And so that's why it's so important. You know, with your anxiety, you have a racing mind. You have lots of things that you're juggling in there, and they can get really tangled and wound up. And so I'm here to give you some clarity. And so I hope that helps. People are like, oh, it could be so much cheaper, and why don't you just put everybody in a Facebook group? Because that's a really big thing right now with people that, specifically are coaching. But again, I do life coaching for people that don't need clinical help. But the great thing is that I'm also a clinical mental health therapist. And so you're not just getting a person that's saying that they have a life coach, that they want to coach on something that they know about. You're getting someone that has years of experience, that has clinical training and education, and has already worked with hundreds of clients, not just themselves and their friend. So I don't want to put life coaches down, but I think you do have to be careful about who says that they want to coach what and what their background is. And so I'm very proud of this program, and I'm proud that I'm not doing everybody in a Facebook group. Would I like to do that someday? Again, not without this core foundation of seeing people individually first. Because if I don't see you individually first, I think that I'm doing a disservice. I may be making money, I may be selling a lot of programs, and it may be excellent information. But in my heart of hearts, I know it's wrong, because I know that implementation will not occur. You have a much better chance doing one-on-one sessions coupled with the education, so that just like me and my exercise machine at home, right, you can be more consistent, you can be more motivated, and you can be more successful. Have a great day.